It's 1 year of super. It's 1 year of movies. It's 1 year of ninja. It's Super Movie Ninja. We went from Roblox Gamer CX, and then we went to Goku the Gamer, and then we went to Gaming with Smart Go and Go and then we went back to Roblox Gamer CX, and then we went back to Goku the Gamer, and now we're at Super Movie Ninja. He's the one and only movie ninja. But what if he had superpowers? He's Super Movie Ninja! Hello, everybody. Welcome to 1 year of Super Movie Ninja. If you didn't know, my first video came out on July 4th of 2022. It's July 4th of 2023. That means I have been around on YouTube making content and posting content for 1 year. Now, you might not see all that content, but for some of the years I have deleted content that wasn't good enough quality that I want my channel to be represented as. You see, I want my channel to be represented as a good quality channel for people now to learn about movies, maybe even influence them to be their own movie creator on YouTube. Maybe even get people into movies or a movie that's not doing well. Maybe more people start going in. That's what I want. So I have deleted some of those videos over the years. But now I have been 1 year doing videos. I've been from gaming with no voice. Then you heard my voice for the first time, but I was having an iPad looking at a phone screen. Wasn't the best quality. And I even, in the end, had a screen recorder. And I did, well, guess what I did? Roblox videos. And my true passion, though, is to be a movie director, a filmmaker. So what do? Become a movie critic. So I now present to you the 1 year anniversary special of Super Movie Ninja. In this video, we will be also, really quickly, when people were celebrating July 4th, I was celebrating my 1 year anniversary. I mean, that's probably what you should be doing too. Alright, so I figured for this 1 year anniversary, because on Monday I actually got out of seeing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So what better thing to do for a 1 year anniversary special than review Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Now, I think this was a really needed movie for the franchise, as when we've seen Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the fourth installment in the franchise, it didn't really give us the proper roundup. It ended us with Harrison Ford, aka Indiana Jones, marrying his old love interest, who actually is the mother of his child. Fun fact, he didn't even have a child. Well, he didn't know he had a child. So he married them, and then it almost looked like Indiana Jones' son was going to be the next Indiana Jones. And it kind of ended off with, is he going to return? Is he not going to return? Is he still going to be the great adventurer we've always known him to be? That gave me a lot of questions in my brain. So, I think that this new installment is a very neat installment. Now, even though Steven Spielberg isn't a part of this film, his still legacy will live on through this film too, through young moviegoers, so they can know what Steven Spielberg, made. But even though Steven Spielberg didn't create the fifth installment, he still launched off the franchise with the first 4 movies. So, necessarily, this is a nice send-off to tell younger audiences, hey, this was a franchise that was very popular, and it was made by this guy named Steven Spielberg. I'm gonna bring this light to you. And it was rather good. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. Luckily, they didn't kill off the character. I'm not calling that a spoiler, because that's something you should be jumping up and down in excitement about. So what way they didn't kill off the character like in some movies, like John Wick Chapter 4? And I think that was a really good thing because now we have this warm, pleasant feeling in our heart of him just reuniting with family and past characters. That's a pretty warm feeling to have in your heart instead of just being like, "Die, Indiana Jones." Like that's not what you want to see in a movie when you love a character, when you love a franchise. That was a pretty good thing that they did. Then Harrison Ford was still pretty much in action. He didn't really way back off that much at all. He ran on a train for God's sake, and he even did underwater. This was the first underwater expedition they did too, and it was a nice little thing to see. A flashback. It like the opening scene was very amazing. A flashback with CGI from just an old photo of Harrison Ford made into a moving picture and made into one of the best scenes in the whole Indiana Jones franchise. Most people have called it the best opening scene. I'm calling it one of the best scenes, period. Now, the whole plot about the Nazis was pretty cool. You definitely want to expect that with its name in the Dial of Destiny. So that was a nice little send off. And also, the villain, pretty intimidating. There was a few scenes that gave me goosebumps, like when the villain died. And when you see that, you'll get goosebumps too. And then the bugs, goosebumps. This movie felt amazing just to watch. It felt like a work of art, necessarily, this movie. Because even though it's not as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade, it's definitely way better than Crystal Skull. I don't know why people are saying that this is not as good as Crystal Skull, but as Crystal Skull tried to be the finale, it was never gonna be. But this is the finale that we should have gotten. Now, it would be nice if they didn't do it this late in Harrison Ford's life, where he's so pitiful and old. That was a bit sad. But I think it's still a better way to send it off than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, another thing that really made me enjoy this movie is the action didn't hold off still. Where it wasn't still the action that we're used to, but there was a scene where he was doing a Tarzan off the bookshelf. He did a Tarzan in previous movies, so it's nice that they kept a little pattern there still going with him doing a Tarzan, except on a bookshelf. And this is definitely the most villains we've ever gotten in an Indiana Jones movie. We never really actually got a villain. We got more of just an adventure. So this is the first adventure we ever gotten. And another new thing to this movie is that it's the first time he's really had allies. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, he never had an ally. He was just Indiana Jones. In Temple of Doom, he had the kid from the Goonies, and he also won an Oscar everything, everywhere, all at once. I'm even gonna look him up. The Goonies. The Goonies. Alright, now we're gonna find him right here. He just won an Oscar, this guy, actually. And he was in Temple of Doom. He was never in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know why he's gonna quit, but this is what he won an Oscar for. So necessarily, that was the first real ally I think we were ever gonna get of his anyway. But it's still not an ally. By no means is it an ally. He's tasked with watching over him, but there's no adventure side to that child. Then in The Last Crusade, we get Indiana Jones's father. That's not an ally either. That's just his father. This is the first time he's had allies. His goddaughter and his goddaughter's his goddaughter's friend. So that was a nice little thing there. And they actually adventured too. Now, the goddaughter was a bit snotty at times, and that was a bit annoying, but it wasn't so much that would keep you from enjoying that movie. Now, people are also saying the movie was too long. I think if you enjoy a movie, it's never gonna actually feel long for you. You see, I saw Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. I watched that at home. I thought I was watching a movie for 10 minutes. And that's just an example of what you can do when you enjoy a movie, when you enjoy a story, when you're invested, compelled. That's what you can do. And I've enjoyed it. I didn't feel like I was sitting there for 2 hours, 34 minutes. I felt like I was sitting there for 1 hour, 30 minutes. So that's a pretty nice thing. So it's not too lengthy if you're worried about that, but it's a really fun time at the movies. And there's parts where it's gonna seem like, oh, this is just generic, but there's always something to give it that real Indiana Jones feel. Or better yet, just a Harrison Ford feel, because Harrison Ford also has a bit of a touch because he's known for these great adventure movies. Whereas people like Bruce Willis, Burt Reynolds, they, they're known for like big action, but it's for action. He's one of like the best adventurers. Harrison Ford's the best at adventure movies, and it always feels like you're watching a Harrison Ford adventure movie. You're not just watching the average adventure movie, and that's another thing that makes it special. Now, I think that this is a really good movie. I'd say from a scale from 1 to 10, it's definitely a 9 out of 10. I put a 1 point down because it's not Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's not Temple of Doom, it's not The Last Crusade. He is a bit old, so that's the only reason why I'm taking a point down. But I'd say go to the movies, stop watching this video most likely, and have yourself a good time. I definitely say you would. And if you're going there with what I just told you, with that mindset, you're definitely gonna have a bigger enjoyment too, without thinking of all the things you can criticize, and thinking instead on all the things you can love. And without further ado, I'd say go have your nice self fun time at the movies. Thank you for watching my 1 year anniversary special, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny movie review, spoiler free. So please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell, and I hope to see you in the next video.